Hey guys, Alex Surgeon here, HobbyTown HobbyPlex, and we had such a good response from the carpet video that we did on Wednesday that I thought maybe we'll do one for the off-road. So we're going to take the opportunity here on Saturday to check out the different type of cars and classes that we run here at the HobbyPlex on our off-road days. So we're going to start with my car first. All right, so this is a Team Losi 22 X4. And it is set up to be a 13.5 car right now. We'll go ahead and take the body off here. I like to Velcro my bodies in, not use body clips, makes everything nice. So what you can see, most four-wheel drive cars now kind of all look very similar, but you've got your 13.5 motor. I have a 160 amp Hobby Wing XR10 Pro, the Elite version. You don't need a speed controller like that for 13.5, but I do plan on racing mod eventually, so that's why I have that speed controller in there. Most four-wheel drive cars give you a slipper or a diff option. I kept the slipper in there mainly because the diffs haven't been available, but I'm also running 13.5. You don't necessarily need center diff for a 13.5 wheeler. Some out there like them, some don't. It's just kind of what I decided to go with. Got my ProTech 4900 shorty pack battery, and of course a transponder with my awesome number. And I like to run ProTech servos, so I got my ProTech 160T up there. But yeah, these cars are pretty awesome.
Oh, hi there. I'm Will Brenton, and I'm here at the HobbyPlex Racing. This is my Team Associated B6.2, equipped for modified. I have some J Concepts tires on it. I'm running the Hazard wheels today, which are just cool, spoke wheels. I run a 7.5 motor, maybe a little bit of ESC timing, and I run Reedy powered electronics equipment.
How much to get into a mod car if you're starting from scratch? What do you think? Put everything together. How much do you think it'll cost?
Oh, I would say like $1,100 to $1,200, but this is like kind of the top tier stuff that I'm running.
Right.
You could get in with the maybe a little bit cheaper Reedy speed control. And race stock, especially if you've never raced before. You don't have to go modified right out of the gate.
Picking up a used car is a pretty good option too. There's they're on the B6.2. You can find B6.1s and B6s out there for anywhere from $100 to $200 usually. So that's a pretty good. I think that's a pretty good route to take. The cool thing is, once you have everything, the only thing you really spend money on afterwards, as long as you don't blow stuff up, tires, really.
Yeah, tires are probably one of the most important things, and that's what you buy a lot of. But the initial investment, the sticker shock is probably up there. But once you have it, it's just here and there stuff. And let's say you decide you want to get another kit, or something like that. You still have all the electronics, and you go in another car. So.
Do you ever take the motor out of your car?
I take the motor out of my car probably like once a month just to clean it. But even that, I know guys that never take their motor out.
Like me.
Yeah, like Alex. So yeah, I definitely make sure that everything's still fresh, and I don't need a new motor, or I didn't cook it, or something like that. But usually you don't. Normally I just kind of clean it up, re-oil it, and put it back in. I don't have to do anything. But, Yeah, it's easier than ever to race RC cars.
All right, we're here with Raven Barton, and she's holding her 2020 X-Ray. What do they call that thing?
XB2.
XB2, and the 2020 version. So X-Ray is pretty cool. What they do when they come out with a new car, it's almost every year, and they make slight modifications to it. Kind of the same deal as what Will was talking about with his mod buggy as far as price goes for the car. However, stock racing, you can definitely get in a little bit cheaper. What electronics do you have in there right now?
I have R1 Works, motor, ESC, batteries.
All right, and so basically, depending on what you want to choose from, speed controllers for the stock class can go as cheap as like $50 for a hobby wing, or you can put in like what I did with my 13.5 wheeler right now. I've got a full-blown 160 hobby wing in there, and those cost $200. So there's a lot of room in there. Motors, still, you can't get away from $100 for a stock motor. And then batteries, you know, they're going to cost anywhere from $64 to, say, you know, $100, depending on what brand you get. Anything special you do to this car for stock racing? Are you running it pretty much out of the box, or have you done anything special to it?
With the 2020 version, we haven't done anything too special with it. The 19 has a lot more customization on it, but out of the box, the 2020 is really good. We're setting up with, as you can see, a lot of even hard parts that are mostly run on carpet cars. You don't see a lot of it on dirt. And we have the chassis brace for when the track gets up more traction, and the front handles it really well just out of the box. The main thing we've done is change out the battery holder just so we could run a smaller battery in there, make the car a little bit lighter.
A little bit lighter.
Yep.
So realistically speaking, to get into a stock buggy and race here, either independent or the expert class, I'd say the price range is anywhere from, say, $800 to $1,200 if you're starting from scratch, depending on the electronics you choose, and you know, the radio and stuff. A lot of us racers, we like the good stuff. That's a Sanwa MT44. We saw Will have an M17. You don't have to buy the high-end radios and stuff, but it sure is nice.
I don't mind using the $75 remotes on my car, but I like them on her car just because of all the tuning options the higher dollar remotes have.
Yep.
But for my stock car, it's a $75 remote and like a $30 receiver, and I'm just out there having fun with it.
Yep. I think independent buggy, you wouldn't need a lot of the high dollar stuff.
I'm not fast enough.
It's just regular Joes out there having fun. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So, but Raven here, she's a sponsored X-Ray driver, so she's got to do that stuff. So, all right. Well, thank you guys. All right, so this is Ethan Delaire. He's going to talk about his mod four-wheel drive buggy. You saw my 13.5 wheeler. This is a Team Associated B74. And why don't you tell us what electronics you're running and anything special you might have done to the car that's different from how it came stock.
I basically got just my hobby wing ESC, Trinity motor, battery, my J-Con tires, and then I've got the upgraded shock bodies and shafts.
Those are Kashima shocks?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And then we got the center diff.
Right, the B74 does not come with the center diff. You got to get that separate. And for mod guys generally like the center diff.
Yeah,
The slipper's not.
Comes on too fast.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then I see you're running is that a ProTech servo?
Yes.
Nice.
I think it's a 168.
Nice.
And then I've got my sticky kicks, titanium top screw set.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And that's about it.
Price-wise to get into mod 4-wheel drive, I'd say realistically, again, if you're starting from scratch, if you don't have anything, mod 4-wheel drive cars are $500. There's just no getting around that.
Yeah.
So the price to get into one of these, probably realistically closer to $1,200 to $1,500, again, depending on electronics that you choose. So the sticker shock up front could be a little high, but once you have everything, you know,
yeah, you don't really need much other than tires, which is just a recurring fee anyways.
right. And mod classes, you know, the motors don't really wear out, the electronics don't really wear out that much. Again, you're running just another MT44, so that's a mid-range radio. They're about $300. I think we sell them for $317. So cool. We'll get some footage of your car here in a little bit.
Right, sweet.
All right, so another class that we run here at the HobbyPlex is what we call mini Truckee. It's basically a 4-wheel drive stadium truck. Right now, Techno and X-Ray are the two main manufacturers that make these vehicles for racing. But you've seen some Associated and low-C conversions. I think somebody like S-Works or somebody makes a truck, and we haven't seen any yet. But basically, this is still a mod class. So he's running a 5.5 mod motor. He's got the big Hobby Wing speed controller in there, and looks like a pretty good expert servo. That's pretty cool. And again, these still use shorty packs. So there's the battery tray, and these come with a center diff. Just think of them, if you've ever seen what a 1/8 scale Truckee looks like, they basically just took that and kind of shrunk it down. E-Truckee, I should say. So big stadium truck tires. I've seen people try to use short course tires. They definitely don't handle that well with those. So good pair of ellipses. And again, for this class, you're still probably looking, you know, if you're starting from scratch and you have nothing, this is another class that would cost you about $1,200 to $1,500 to get into if you had absolutely nothing and you're starting from scratch. So again, sticker shock's always kind of high in RC, but again, once you have everything and you have multiple cars, you know, once you have your radio out of the way. This one's a Futaba. What is that? Is that a 4P?
It's 4PX.
4PX. So that's about a $200 radio. You know, once you get the major stuff out of the way, you know, picking up a kit every once in a while is kind of fun and adds to your enjoyment at the big track. So thanks to Chad for letting us steal away his truck for a little bit. All right, we're here with Ashley McCormick. We're gonna talk about his stadium truck a little bit. This is another class we run at the Plex, 1/10 scale 2-wheel drive stadium truck. Now here at the Plex, we run just 13.5 motors. Other places you might see mod and 17.5. A couple years ago, we decided to just make one stadium truck class. One day we might go back to mod, but you can see he's got a good ProTech servo in there, Tekin system. He's using a Sandwall radio, and big ol' 2.2 stadium truck tires. When you run stadium truck, what's your main focus on? Is it one of those things that you can just drive once and put away, or do you work on it more than your buggy, you think?
So for stadium truck, I think it's actually my toughest class, because you think you can throw it really hard, but you got to pay attention to it and you got to kind of finesse it. So I don't wrench on it an awful lot, but I really try to settle down before I go out and drive the truck, make sure that I get some good laps.
And to get one of these from scratch, it's kind of just like all the other classes. If you were to come into this with nothing, realistically speaking, we're talking $800 to $1,200 probably. Does that seem about right?
Somewhere in that ballpark, yep. And of course, you got the option of new versus used and stuff
Yep.
like that.
Yeah, it's always a good idea to pick up used stuff. We've been talking about that in this video quite a bit. But stadium truck, let's get where's the body at? Let's see what's the body on. There it is. And this is the Team Associated T6.2. Like I said, 2-wheel drive stadium truck. We got those 4-wheel drive truggies, and we've got stock and mod buggy and stock and mod 4-wheel drive. And that's a pretty good rundown of our classes. We'll get some video of you. All right, guys, we can't forget about our favorite class here at the HobbyPlex. It is called Plex Spec Beginners. There's nothing spec about Plex Spec. It was just a cool name we thought of 16 years ago to give our beginner class kind of a brand name, and it seems to have stuck. Our kids are known as Plex Speckers, right? Hunter, he's a Plex Specker. Plex Spec's open to any 1/10 scale vehicle, 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, we don't care. You can run up to a 2-cell LiPo battery. This here is a Traxxas Slash. And you can see here he's got the LCG chassis in it. He has apparently lost his battery strap, so they're putting in a bunch of tape to hold that 2-cell in. But it's just running a regular, good old-fashioned Titan 12-turn brush setup. Stock tires, that's fine. We sell pre-mounted dirt tires upstairs if you want to go get a little bit more traction in Plex Spec. That's a good way to go. You can see here, this is Hunter. He's got just a 2-wheel drive buggy. And again, you know, the good thing about having a buggy is he gets to move up into maybe independent stock buggy, something like that. I'm sure these guys will trade up and get a buggy too when it's time to move up. So we'll take a look at him out on the track. Oh, keep it in there. There you go. Keep it in the black. This is Lucian. It's only his second time ever on the track, and we got him in an interview for YouTube. We want to get him around the track. Oh, little miss right there. We'll call that a good weight. Now the 5-pack. Hammering through it. See if you can get up the step up. Oh yeah. There's your leader, that's Hunter. Oh. Okay guys, so there you go, kind of a breakdown of the classes we run here at the HobbyPlex on a regular basis. Family Friday Off-Road, you see a lot more Plex Spec, that's kind of our beginner night, but you'll also see a good, usually a stock buggy turnout, some sort of 4-wheel drive class, whether it's 13.5 or mod. Every once in a while, 8-scale buggy, which we didn't cover in this video, and Pro 4 short push truck, another one that we don't really cover in this video, will come out to play on a Friday night. Saturdays, the classes that we discussed, Plex Spec, 13.5 4-wheel drive, mod 4-wheel drive, stock buggy, and mod 2-wheel drive buggy. Those are the big 5 that we usually get a turnout for. Can't forget about 13.5 stadium truck, and then every once in a while you'll see 4-wheel drive mini truggies in that mix as well. So there you go. I hope you appreciate this. This is was a lot of fun. We did one of these for on-road, and somebody said, hey, you should do one of those for your off-road. And I'm like, that's a really good idea. We should totally do that. So that's it for now. Make sure that you subscribe, like, tell your friends, and share this video with other people so they know what we do here at the HobbyPlex in Omaha, Nebraska. And we'll make a new video for you soon.